Hey, what's up? Welcome back to four quarters. Today we're gonna be talking about controlling your emotions, and controlling your emotions is a very, very important thing that you have to do. And I recently just started learning that within pretty much the last couple of years. Been we're doing fly supply with you guys, working with it, working in close proximities with you guys. I never really understood the way how my emotions go up and down. We're dealing with different people because a lot of the times I always dealt with people in passing and not really so much sitting down and really spending time and really building the way that we've been building all these years. But like I said, as of recently, I really had to sit back and do some self-reflect. Just had to self-reflect a little bit and think about like, dang, like the way how your emotions go up and down. You know what I mean? And I realized that controlling your emotions is not an easy thing to do, right? And so you got so many different emotions, right? You have fear, you have lust, you have being sad, being happy. But I always feel that one emotion that can make or break a person is that emotion, the anger emotion. There's a lot of people that was just angry for just 30 seconds and it caused them to just throw away their entire life. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to wrestle with that topic about controlling your emotions. So my question to y'all is, how important is it to be able to control and manage your emotions? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
One of y'all boys want to
shit. Like you said, especially with anger. Me personally, I feel like that's one of the weakest emotions because that's the emotion that could really take a hold of you for real, and you wouldn't be able to control yourself. And like you said, it's like 30 seconds of just reacting to that emotion could really like change the course of your life negatively for real if you really like let it take control of you. So it's important because, like you just said, like you could change your whole life just by like a few 30 seconds of not really thinking and stuff like that. Yeah. And the way it just consumes people is just like, I don't know. I try not to be in an angry mind state. I've been like that for a while. I think even coming up as a jit, like I was never one to stay angry. I always kind of like, if I got mad and it say like somebody got me mad at school or something, in 30 minutes I'm not even thinking about it anymore. And back then I used to think like it was kind of weak of me because I really genuinely just didn't care. So it was like back then I kind of didn't like that I was like that, but kind of mastering it now, growing up, I feel like it kind of helped me out, as far as being able to control my anger and stuff like that. So it's very important, I feel.
Yeah, dope.
for you.
Yeah, because I used to always, I would like to think, or I think most people would like to think that they're really in control of themselves, and love to be in a power position. And so, but I don't really think people really realize that they're not in control the way that they think they're in control, and emotions come in a lot of different ways. It can, the love emotion, that can cause you to. I don't know if that's so much of a emotion. Is it a feeling or emotion? I never knew the difference.
I think it's
I
kind of
think so.
emotion.
You said it's not?
I said I think it's an emotion.
Yeah, it's an emotion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that love emotion, that emotion, that love emotion, that have you moving in, some weird ways, and it could just be.
But you definitely got more control over the love emotion than
think
than any other emotion. Yeah. Like I feel like you can, cause to get to a point of love, you know what I'm saying, it's like a transition, like you know what I'm saying. But it's a slow transition to it for most people. But to get to anger emotion, like you said, 30 seconds, it's not. It depends on what button somebody pushing. For love, they gotta rub that button. You feel me? But for the anger emotion,
push that button
all they gotta do, is tapping at you. It could be something where it could be something where it's not as like painful or nothing. It's just like more like, man, you trying me, the way you keep looking at me, the way, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
for some people, they get ticked off. They get angry for the way you looking at their girl. You might not even know that's their girl, and you look at them, and because of the fact they love that girl so much, now they could get angry so fast. You feel me?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, family? Go over to flysupplyclothing.com and go and get one of our conversational pieces. We need to start talking to each other, and that's what our apparel does. We start conversations through clothing. So go over to flysupplyclothing.com. Don't be selfish. Get one for you and get one for somebody else who you love or who you don't like. Y'all get it together. Love.
I feel like there's a lot of ego involved in anger. My fault. Like ego involved, I think.
Probably insecurities too, man. Like I think people who show anger out the gate probably, you know, I'm assuming that they might have insecurities within themselves, and the only way they could really express themselves is through anger and fear. I know you mentioned earlier, Cap, that it's a weak emotion. For some people, that might be a strong emotion. You get what I'm saying? Because we know people personally who, out the gate, it could be the smallest thing, and the first thing they'll do is just inflict that fear on people, and that's the way they get things done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We know business owners that move like that, and some people don't play with them. You know what I mean? But then we know other people where they're a little bit more passive. They're a little bit more understanding, and then they get walked all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, even going into this year, 2023, right? We, 11 days into the new year?
Right.
I told myself, man, you know what? I'm done being nice, yo. Because I'm like, I look out for people, I show love, I do this, and I feel like I always finish last. Maybe they'll get it in the long run.
Yeah.
But then I also tell myself, okay, I'm done being nice, but I'm also continue to be a good person. I'm gonna still do right. I ain't gonna do no shiesty stuff. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. But that whole nice shit, I'm kind of over it.
Facts.
But that's me and my emotional roller coaster. Because then I'll talk to wife. She'll be like, nah, don't let none of that stuff change you. Like the reason why we so blessed and why you so blessed is because the way you are as a person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I've been struggling with as far as on my emotional roller coaster going into the first few days of the year.
Yeah. And that'll be a lot of changing for you, like, because you've been that person for a while.
Yeah.
You know, just such a giving person, and then all of a sudden you're going against, you know,
my makeup.
Your makeup.
Yeah.
So that could probably cause another type of emotion in you. You know what I mean? And, you know, you start stressing. I was listening to this guy, and he said something about, I guess he was stressing. I guess he was going through some roller coaster of emotions as well. And he said, you know, he decided to go check himself into the hospital. And at the time, he was like, I believe like 30 years old. And the doctor told him, well, it seems here that you have high blood pressure. And, you know, he gave him back his results of everything that was going on. And then he said, now, you're good considering the age that you are, but if you have that same reaction, it's gonna turn into a stroke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's what made me think about, you know, this whole emotions thing and stress and stuff like that. Because, you know, I know I be battling with it a lot. You know what I mean? Because you try to satisfy so many people, you know, and then you leave yourself out the equation. You know, and that's a common thing, you know what I mean? And but like you said, this year's gonna be a new start to change those things. But let me ask y'all this: was there ever a time that you guys let your emotions get the best of you?
Yeah, plenty of times. Like, and for me, boy, I wish I would have played a lot of shit cool. Because, you know, like, once you do some out-of-pocket shit, like, you exposing yourself in the wrong way. And it probably might not even be how you truly and, like, really feel. But when you let your emotions get the best of you, like, in business or anything, it's just like, damn, you just spazzed out for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even with somebody else, like, sometimes people deserve shit. Like, they deserve to get snapped on. You know what I'm saying? They deserve to get talked to in a certain way. And probably, like, feel your presence a little bit more. But even then, after you do it, like, to me, like sometimes when I go back, when I reflect and look at times that I did like play the situations wrong, I be like, damn, dog, I could have played that cooler, like, you know what I'm saying, and left a more handle business, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, still got my point across rather than getting out of character, like, you know, like, dang, it's like, man, this is your ugly side, you feel me, like, damn, I just showed them my ugly side, like, some people need to see it, but well,
yeah, I've definitely been there before, man. Yeah. Where I kind of regretted like moving the way I moved or acting out of character. I remember that, if y'all remember this, man, one of our first few trade shows, if not the first trade show, a second, I can't remember. We was in Atlanta, all of us. You know, I felt like I had something to prove. I just wanted to make sure that everything went straight. Sometimes I'm always looking for perfection, which is also a curse because there's no such thing as perfection. You just gotta, you know, have a game plan, do what you gotta do. But I think like GV the jokester of the crew, right? But when I say that, it's like you lighten up the situation because it might be tense and things might be down or whatever. But then G come through with just it's vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll crack your jokes and then everybody will be on point or whatever, and just it'd be even flowing. I think we was all in the booth one time. I think G was saying something. I think. In my head, I was like, man, it's game time. Let's be for real. We clapped our pads. Let's go. Remember? And then I was like, damn, kid, like, no, let's get for real, man. Let's get serious. And then me and you kind of bumped heads on that. And then I was like, and then in my head, I'm like, man, it's game time, man. Let's go. But that wasn't the environment for it. That was more so low. Let's go. That's your personality. My personality was more so straight and narrow, and I'm blinded by success. But we also got to have a balance of let's get shit done, but then let's also enjoy the process. But then going back to what Rick said, you're like, damn, as men, all four of us, I can commend us to the fullest that whenever I feel like I'm out of pocket, hey man, G, my fault for what I did. I pulled you to the side outside everybody. I was like, man, nigga just want to win, boy. I know me and you just want to win. We want to execute and kill. But that's my B on that. That's my fault on that. That's not how I should have communicated that. And at the end of the day, it's just a common goal. We all want to win. And I had to check myself on that. It's been, and that wasn't the first time. Me and you bump heads regularly only because we want to win so bad. Our passion, our emotion sometimes takes the best of us, at least me. Let me speak for myself. But then I always have a self-check and I'm like, damn, that might be. We have difficult conversations and then we don't sweep it under the rug. We don't put Band-Aids over bullet wounds. We address the issue, handle it as men, and then let's clap it up and then let's rock. It's always been like that. Because why? Because there's a respect factor.
Facts. Yeah. Now it's crazy you said that. I do remember that. It was some years ago. And that's why like because even with stuff like that, that's stuff that I got to work on. You know, I'm still working on that to this day. Because me, even when somebody pulled me to the side like that, like my environment of where I'm coming from, and like just like even just my family dynamic. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I was the younger brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then, you know, Jay came, like, when I turned 12, Jay came. So, like, I had a whole bunch of brothers in the crib and a sister. So, like, with me, when somebody put me to the side sometimes, I feel like people be little brother me. And I never really been a little brother because, like, me and my brothers used to tussle. So that's why, like, in my head, I be really having to get, like, my mind right. Because even, like, when me and you had our episode, well, it was more so me being emotional. And I'm like, man, dog, you got to shoot a fade, bro. Or something like that. You were like, and I remember I lost my cool. And I was like, yo, I remember you were like, bro, man, we brothers, bro. Man, I ain't trying to fight you, bro. And it was just like, it wasn't no vibe like, oh, like you scared, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we already done went to war with other people before. So it's like, I know it wasn't that, but when you said that to me, it was just kind of like, oh, you tripping, G. You know what I'm saying? You were like, oh, bro, we brothers, bro. Like, bro, man, what you got going on? I was like, dang, I thought about it. And I remember I rolled home in my car, and I was like, dang, bro, I was tripping, dog. I was trying to rumble with my brother, but I was so used to, you know, something like that happened with me and Licky, you know, whoever in the crib, we gonna tussle and rap. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, we gonna be cool and stuff like that. But when you that to your back then in Georgia, I know that was an emotion I had to work on too, because it's like you did the right thing of hollering at me like a man, But I was still thinking like a little boy at the time, kind of like my head, like, man, I don't want nobody come holler at me, like pull me to the side, like,
I feel
cause I ain't really. I feel like sometimes I'm a warrior at heart, you know what I'm saying? But like I'm moving humble, but I'm a warrior. Like we both fire signs, but like I said at that time too. Now you pulled me to the side like a real man, you know what I'm saying? That's why I appreciate being around y'all boys, man, because I learned, you know, as I'm still growing, y'all boys, you know, my dad did a tremendous job, but also just being around y'all boys is like, man, y'all be y'all be teaching me how to be a man too.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like,
even when y'all
like
boys
that.
got into it, man, I was like, man, I stood right in between. I said, man, on my watch, I ain't going down.
And I don't even want you to say y'all.
Yeah.
It was me, because I was moving emotional.
Yeah,
I was moving like a boy. Rick was moving like a man.
Rick gonna push all our buttons to the point that we want to take some shirts off, man. but at the end of the day, we all brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, we take the good with the bad, but at the end of the day, it's always been a bigger picture with all four of us. Always been a bigger picture, man.
Yeah, and that's always been the thing too, cause that's the thing, cause even when you said that.
So what's good, world? This is Rick the Vibe here, man. Hey, make sure y'all following us on IG. 4QTRS. That's 4 Quarters Podcast. Keep up with us on IG. You can also find us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, the whole nine, man. Y'all keep up with us. We out here.
I think about it, that was years ago. But even when you said that, it just kind of reminded me of my old boy, like my brothers, them, you know, we in the, you know, wherever we at in the field working or whatever. My dad used to do AC work on the side. And so we'll be working, like my brothers will be working. And then I'll be, you know, I'm the youngest, so I'll be over there trying to play.
Yeah.
Then my old boy, he'll see it and be like, hey, like, you know, he'll like, hey, man, stop playing, you know. So it's kind of like, it be those little triggers, like, it kind of like was, well, now that I'm thinking about it now, it's like, you be thinking like, dang, like, somebody trying to be your pops. But really what it is, we all trying to rock and roll, but in this moment, man, hey, boy, you done put your helmet on. It was game time. Now you trying to feed the fam. So now it's like, it ain't time to joke, boy. I got to get in there. I got to get back here. We got to go make these sales, whatever, man. It's time to stop playing. So, like I said, it was a lot of that stuff is you know, just learn. You know, you learning and growing, man.
And I've also learned to like work on my delivery. I might mean well, but then it might come off crazy. Right. So I've learned to like, okay, in order to succeed as a crew, you gotta like not stroke each other's egos, but like or whatever it is. But you just gotta learn how to express yourself to where everybody understands, not just you. Because I might not take something personal, Rick might not take something personal, or whatever it is. But then, depending on that person's temperament or whatever it might be going on, because we don't even know what half the time what everybody got going on. It's four different personalities, 4 different homes, it's 4 different families. So you might hit that wrong button on the wrong day. And depending on how your delivery comes out, then that person's gonna take it however it comes. And that's happened within all 4 of us sometimes. But again, it comes back to the respect factor and the greater good of the whole. And that's what keep us rocking.
I think the main way you kind of like control your emotions, like what you said, Reg, you see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like G said, I ain't scared to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like if anybody outside here come in, like try some shit, you already know I'm gonna go. But with y'all, I'm like, man, I'm gonna chill to the you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chill all the way out. You feel me? Like nah, cause I ain't trying to be like me. Like I'm the type when I do get in that mode of fading. Like you know how we grew up. A real op is like when we see you every time it's on site. You know what I'm saying? Like once we get in that mode, it's like every time I see you, like, come on, let's go. Like we had it like that a few times with a few people and stuff like that. Like every time we cross paths, like we gotta fade these boys. You know what I'm saying? So I always know the bigger picture. Like man, shit, we gotta work. We gotta love each other and get this bread. Like if it's any other emotion outside of that, that's go mess up the big picture. We got out here. We trying to do something huge. You know what I'm saying? Like beyond money. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's the main way that I can control my emotions when it comes to stuff that's important. I blew my temperament when it comes to like love, like dealing with females, like you find out that somebody did some of the shiesty shit. Especially like being in my younger years, you know what I'm saying? Like a girl slide on you.
Oh yeah.
You just don't know how to control that. Cause not like, dog, I don't know how to explain it, but like it's like you ever met a street person who niggas who be like, love bruh.
Yeah.
They really be kinda like meaning it. But them the niggas who lose it the quickest, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones who be so emotional, like so on the like expressing passion and stuff like that. Them the ones who really like take that shit to a whole nother level. And I feel like with women, that's how I was. I ain't never like beat up on nobody, but you know what I'm saying? I just lost my cool. I could have played it way more pure, you know what I'm saying? But like shit, I done expose myself and show like my feelings, like damn, I love you for real, girl.
Everybody got it.
It take a real man to admit that I've been there. Like damn, it's me. I'm acting like that, and you have a whole out of body experience. Like damn, I was moving wild.
Think about that anger shit, boy. That shit, that shit gets y'all tired, dog. Like after you just blow up, you just be tired. I be tired as fuck. Like man, niggas waste all this energy on this emotion. I be tired for the rest of the day type shit.
I feel like, man, with all my emotions, I get sleepy now. Like when I worry too much, when I'm overthinking, when I'm worried too much, when like I just get real like, except for like love and unless like I'm making like love, like I'm, you know what I'm saying, like I'll probably be super sleepy depending on how like much energy I put into it. But all my emotions right now kind of like, even after coming off a high of being happy, like you be so through the roof, then next thing that you always got to come down from it. You know what I'm saying? So I like my main thing right now be trying to keep it balanced. Like I don't try to be over happy. I don't try to be like super low. Like I try to like keep it neutral as hell. So like man, that way like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just pacing. And when you sometimes I think like when you so happy and somebody do something to you too, to like try you, it's easy for you to get knocked out off your like your pivot too. You feel me? Like think about it, boy. Or it depends on what they doing. Cause sometimes you can be so happy you don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, we got too much money over here. We got too much stuff going on.
You ain't worried about
I ain't hear you, man. It's all good.
Let me ask y'all this though. All right. So whether it's happy emotion or more so stressful or anger, what are some of the things that y'all do to like combat some of these emotions that might take us somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some of the things that we do as individuals, or you do as an individual, to control your stress level and emotional state of mind?
I be singing Bob Marley in my head. I sing "Lively Up Yourself." I just hear doom doom all the time. Like,
that's what's up.
Yeah,
man, I ain't gonna lie. I just been trying to when I could see that I'm starting to get a little bit emotional. As of recently, I just try to put a happy thought in my head. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just try to think of something to be grateful about, you know, before, you know, I get, you know, before I let that emotion take over for me. So it's been working pretty well for me. And like I said again, being around y'all guys, man, I've been seeing, and sometimes I ain't gonna lie, this is something I've been doing too. I ain't gonna lie, I go down the line, man. How would Rick handle this? How would Reg handle this? How would KP handle this? And sometimes I look at that and kind of like, you know, conversations that we have, you know, off camera, of course. And I think about, you know, I be like, man, my man's got this going on. Seems to be like a more complicated situation than what I'm going through, for me to feel these sort of emotions for this. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's what's been helping me a lot lately. And then, you know, just, you know, exercising and stuff like that. You know,
that's key.
Yeah.
We all like I don't want to say we gym rats, but we that's a major part of our life and lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is that we get that adrenaline going, get that good sweat in, and we work out for real.
Facts.
And that's a good stress reliever for real.
Yeah,
One of the
therapy.
things I be doing, two of the things I do, two major things. One is airplane mode, mentally. If I see something or hear something that's go tick me off, I just like kind of like I let it go over my head, like purposely. You feel me? Like, and we all do it, but we do it at certain times. But during my key time of doing it is when I like if you, let's say for example, if somebody they ask me some shit that they know go that I'm gonna snap on, I'm just not gonna answer it. You feel me? Like for the most part, I just like let it go by. That's one of the ways. KP do this a lot too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he gonna let you talk to the AC.
Yeah. You let so like man, like you said, I've been picking up on certain stuff from everybody, and like that's one of the things I picked up too. Just like go airplane mode, Kanye some shit for real.
Mm-hmm.
Another,
the old Kanye.
Yeah, well, the old one. Then the latest thing I've been doing, dog, like I've been like screaming.
Yeah.
But what like so like I come to the shop like sometimes, and I just like yell to the top, like just get it all out, cause if you know my voice, like I don't really go high. You feel me with people, so. It's a lot of like aggression you do gotta get out. You feel me? Like it's all those emotions can't stay inside of you.
Yeah.
You gotta get them off. So that's my biggest thing. Like sometimes, like man, when I feel like man, I ain't like I just come in the shop in the back part by the warehouse and I just like get it all out. Probably for like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like just getting it out, dog. And like that's really been helping me a lot, dog. Cause
Yeah, I ain't know that, man.
One
That's
thing
what's
to add what you were saying, 'cause that's kind of crazy. You say you scream. Well, I don't scream. I need to do that too sometimes.
Let it out.
Yeah, but one thing I have been doing was kind of like maybe the opposite. I don't want to say the opposite, but it's probably on the other end of the spectrum. Where now I just kind of just breathe like slow.
I was just about to say that.
And I breathe, and I really focus on my breathing. I like inhale, exhale, like with intention, and really think about that shit. That shit made a difference. It's like for real, like
you literally took the words right out my mouth. I think one of my main mechanisms, like even when I was hot and I came in that 2 days ago, with the situation I was having with my son mom, I was like, man, wifey just held me close. She was like, I could hear your heart beating out your chest. She's like, breathe with me. And that calmed me all the way down, because if she didn't do that, I would have went to that schoolhouse and tore some stuff up. And man, I was like, damn, boy, I got a good one here for real. I even told y'all that. I was like, boy, thank God for her, because I was about to really tear some shit up. And all I was seeing was red, but that wasn't going to help the overall situation. You get what I'm saying?
Because I didn't see you in that mood in a while. When
And
you came in the shop, you were kind of expressing what you were going through.
Yeah, but I'm like,
That's
boy,
crazy.
it's like this shit is for the birds, man. It's like this it don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the original point is like breathing. Breathing and then just let it out. Even doing these speaking engagements that we've been doing, and being on the other side of the camera recently.
Right.
Like before, we all get like our nerves start to take over, but you just breathe. Count to 10 in your head, breathe, and then boom, everything just starts to calm down. And stand in that gym.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Stand in that gym and just take it out on the weights, and you always feel a sense of accomplishment. The hardest part of working out is just getting there, and every time I finish, I'm like, damn, you always feel good. It ain't like, damn, what the fuck I'm doing this for? It's like, hell yeah, I killed that. On to the next. I always get a great feeling working out, so why the hell am I not working out all the time?
It be to the point where like I be feeling bad when I don't work out.
Facts.
Like, man,
I be depressed, and then now you stuck in this state of mind of like, I got it tomorrow. Then tomorrow turn in a whole month. And then boom, you just gotta get that routine going again.
That boxing was a good stress reliever too.
Yeah.
And like I ain't gonna lie, it go back to the screaming thing. Not really like screaming, but like when y'all boys used to be hitting, and other people in there too, when they hit the punching bag, you starting to hear. You hear and get all that out. You feel me? Like you feel me? So I feel like it helped, dog. Like sometimes a lot of people don't know how to express themselves. a lot of people like it. I feel like probably like the more time go by, the more like socially like incompetent the whole world might get. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know how to express themselves. I feel like that's why, man, just out here straight to shooting. You feel me? Like they can't take it, but it may be a whole bunch of other stuff too. But
You know what this is not my theory. This is just me thinking out loud. What's y'all take on like, okay, the new trending word for the last 2 years is mental health, right?
Right.
But then there's also this thing, mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? Mental health. We always blaming things. Oh, it's mental health. What happened to like mental toughness? Like just overcoming adversity and seeing something, but then not overreacting to the situation and then blaming it on mental health. I'm not negating the situation because it's a real life thing. Because hell, I'm saying all this to say sometimes I still to this day talk to my therapist, man.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like I know that's like a stigma within our community that you soft, you this and that. It's something that's not, it's frowned upon in our culture, like
Right.
actually talking to a therapist or going to therapy or whatnot. But in Fortune 500 companies, there's people in these very expensive private schools, they have therapy on site for free that you really kind of paying for. And that's because in order for your employee or your students to excel at the maximum level,
Yeah.
you need them to be clutter-free, mind going and everything else. But in our community, I feel like it's always frowned upon. For me, I go only because every now and then, just to not, so I don't go off the deep end,
Yeah.
I just unapologetically and openly say everything that's on my mind to somebody that won't judge me,
Right.
don't know my real surroundings or whatever. It won't get out of these walls.
Oh, right.
And that's my outlet of just getting it all out. Because when we bottle so much in, then it turns into resentment, then it turns into you seeing crazy, and then you moving wild. But once you finally get it all out, and then you bury it, you feel a lot better.
Facts.
So that's something that I continue to do to this day.
I tried to see a therapist one time. I have stopped going like you said, like practices give you certain jobs and stuff. They have stuff on
Yeah.
site. So when I was working with AT&T, they recommend, like I told them I was stressed out or whatever. They gave me a therapist and stuff like that. And I was going to this therapist, like you say, you just talk to them.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I was telling him stuff that he wasn't giving me no answers, dog. So I was just like, man, you feel me? Like I feel like you said, and I ain't understanding at the time because I was a little bit younger. I was like in my early 20s or mid 20s. I ain't understand, but we was getting deep. I'm like, man, all right, so I told you, now what? You feel me? But all he was doing was kind of like peeling every layer back. Like the main question was, every time I tell him whatever I went through, he was like, and how did that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of like understanding your feelings. You know what I'm saying? How did it make you feel? Like, so I agree with you with the therapist stuff now. Like, now that I get it, before I didn't get it.
It's really just a strategy on getting it all out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we might not say how it made us feel because we might look green, we might look whatever. But for hear you say it and it's coming out of your own mouth and you admitting to it, basically, that's therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy you said it because when I was going to therapy, it was kind of like the same thing. I had a great therapist actually. You know what I mean? He was asking me all these things, like you said. He was just allowing me to get it out. But then he wasn't really saying much either. He was just showing me how scattered my thoughts was. You know what I mean? And then he'll suggest some books for me to read and stuff like that. So it was definitely a good experience. You know what I mean? Definitely a great experience. Going to therapy, I probably do have to go back. You know, eventually. You know, go back and
just a mental check.
Yeah, just a mental
check.
check.
And like, I don't see this dude every week. It's like every now and then you just got to check in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know they paid to listen. So when you in those rooms, you know you get a sense of feeling like you heard.
Yeah.
Like they're actually listening to what you're saying, and you know sometimes, not even sometimes, everybody wants to be heard. You know, so I think therapy is always a great thing, a great outlet. just to pivot a little bit, right? Because I know, how does like substances affect your emotions? You know what I mean? Like when you
Boom. I'm gonna say it before you even finish, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember, when I'm gonna go back to the situation. I was 38. I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to throw it all away. But I was like, nah. So that night, I was like, you know what? I said, I told my man, let's get on the edible. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hot from like morning to night, and I'm like, man. Every time we go on edible, it's always good vibes. So I got on the edible, man, with her, and we were just watching something on Netflix, and we just, man, it calmed me down. It had me laughing for no reason, and I felt great. You know what I'm saying? Going into the next day, we just laughed about what we was laughing about last night, whatever we could remember. So,
my bad, y'all. I know we interrupting y'all right now, but y'all gotta check this out. We giving a lot of free game. We got this ebook we just dropped. Go grab that. It's a lot of gems in there, I'm telling you.
When it comes to substances, I guess every now and then I pop an edible, man, and just catch a vibe, man. We had a glass of wine right before that, then we popped the edible.
Yeah, that's a vibe, right?
And we had a vibe, man.
I feel you.
We had a nice little vibe.
Yeah, it definitely depends on that substance for real, because it could either enhance your vibe too,
or bring
do
you
the
down.
other thing, you know, go worse. Lately, I ain't gonna lie, in my state, I ain't gonna lie, these past few years, I've been kind of battling with it's like I want to call it depression, like full, because you know depression is real, and I don't want to say I've been depressed when people be going through worse shit and really been depressed.
Right.
But
you could be depressed about
can
whatever.
be a functioning depression. I told you.
It's in your mind, ain't what's in your heart. You feel me?
Yeah, but I've been going through a little bit of dark times and shit. But substance that really kind of like put me on a vibe. I ain't gonna lie, shrooms, microdosing. I don't really take enough to be tripping, but them shrooms really had me kind of like on some vibes. It's like damn. But the thing about it is, I don't like to depend on external substances to make me change my mind state. So I like to thug it for real. Like sometimes I like to just go through it and kind of exercise what you said earlier, that mental toughness. I really be on that for real. Like just trying to be like go through the dark times and like deal with the what they call it. The dark night of the soul. So I be trying to deal with that like proactively. But shrooms definitely kind of had me in the good vibes. Liquor, that shit just made me not give a shit.
Yeah,
that liquor turn you
that
into
liquor turn you to boy, all us. You might be on vibes, but boy, once I hit you with that cloth, it's all right. You know I'm gone. It's too late. There's no coming back.
I feel like, man, like KP said, can enhance, and it could if you mess with the wrong thing, like you could go crazy. Like weed definitely calms me down. Like I could go from like 38 to I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like quick. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get to the place I need to be, what was we talking about again? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in my mind.
Yeah.
But if I'm on the wrong thing, like alcohol, or like at one point I tried to, at one point I was trying to get a lot of work done, and this computer or this game program I had gave me some Vibrance. It's like a form of Adderall or whatever, and like I was like dabbling and like taking those pills or whatnot, but to get stuff done, because I ain't think it was nothing that'll hurt me. It just, for the most part, it just keep you focused. But the side effects of it was like you'll be so focused to the point that you get agitated when stuff ain't going your way. So I'm noticing like, yo, I'm really getting stuff done. I wrote a song on one. So we go in the studio and record it, and I'm telling the engineer what to do, and he not moving fast enough. I'm getting mad. I'm like, yo, hey, fly the hook. No, do this. Hey, man, you heard me? You heard me, right? Like,
yo, ass laser focused. You probably too focused.
You heard me, right? And like, I'm about to snap on this dude. I'm like, gotta go in the corner and like get like, yo, chill out, dog. You tripping right now?
Have a talk with yourself.
You tripping right
you
now?
hangry.
What?
Hangry.
So yeah,
what? Nigga hangry.
Yeah, that thing could really have you crazy like that. So like, when I figured out, like, man, you know, like, man, these things ain't really the vibe like that, cause like I said, when you coming off all those emotions, all those highs, you gotta go back low. Even you gotta get back to neutral no matter what. You gotta get back to park.
Feel you.
So you know what I'm saying. When you go from drive to park, you bringing your engine down. It's a feeling when you get back to that neutral or that park state, dog. Cause you so much high. And like, man, when I come down off that, or when I did used to come down, I was like, man, yeah, I'm chilling, dog. This too much, dog. Cause it amplifies everything. The wrong things that amplify everything. Like it'll amplify like big time, dog.
I feel you.
Okay, so I want to throw this out there too, because I see this a lot. I know we all know someone, or probably experience this ourselves, like people letting their emotions almost allow them to lose a good situations. For instance, like a job. They may get into a disagreement with their boss or supervisor or something like that, and then the next thing they're trying to do, they're trying to walk away from it all just because their emotions are involved, and then they tend to make a permanent decision over something that's just so temporary.
Temporary
You know what I
feelings,
mean? So like, what would you tell? Like, what would you tell somebody? What advice would you give them, man? Like what could you do, or what should you do in those cases, man? Just to like hold it all together, man. Just chill and think about who you may affect if you lose this kid. You may be helping people out and stuff like that.
Y'all heard me say this a couple times, man. Like whenever we get into anything, I would say, all right, do the pros outweigh the cons? Sometimes we got to look at everything from this perspective. Okay, if we agree as a team to go with this, or whether anything in life, let's not even talk about us, right? When I exercise, I'm like, okay, if I go this route, and these are the pros, but then you might have 10 pros, but then if you got this one con that's going to affect everything around you, not just you, your peoples, your other employees, or the overall makeup of the business, or your relationship, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Can I run this play and come up? But then if it don't go according to plan, everything crumbles. For me, it's never worth it. So I just focus on making sure the pros always outweigh the cons. You know what I'm saying? And after you make that decision, whether you get away with it, can you as a person live with yourself? You got to look at yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? And ask yourself like, damn, all right, I moved this way. I'm gonna just I'm gonna continue to keep it moving, or are you gonna be in such an emotional disarray or whatever it might be, to the point that damn, I violated. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really ask yourself, can you live with that decision? And for me, I just always make sure the pros always outweigh the cons. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I would say the advice I would give, I would just like advise somebody just kind of just be still for like 15 minutes. If you only got 15 minutes and 5 minutes, and just see where your mind is and where your emotions are after that. Because the key thing you said, these are temporary. These are moments. So a moment gonna come and go. So you don't know where you're gonna be at. So I just say be still, breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like another thing you said, like exercise some gratitude. And like just assess the whole situation as a whole, and then see where you at. And if you're still mad about it, then just clear it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Just go somewhere. Like, just get away from the situation for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For real.
Man, I would say like KP said, just be still. For the most times, like man, when I'm going through stuff, if you get me hard, I'm already knowing you trying to get me hard. I done seen it. I done foreseen it before it happened. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so, it ain't really a lot that get me mad, man. Like I'm not gonna lie. At this stage in my life, at the age that I'm at, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hang around a lot of new people. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people that I do have in my life, it's all love, you feel me? And even if they do something that get on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already used to these traits and stuff like that, so I know them, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't go get me to 38 point where I'm steaming in my head. The main things that kind of like get me mad right now, or the only things that get me mad is like something that mess with my family or my money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anything outside of that, I ain't finna get how that. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be laughed at. You know what I'm saying? I could look at you a certain way about it. Like I can't be like you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but outside of that, man, I don't really be too much of nothing. So like I said, like I follow like KP advice, like be still or just, hey, man, ban yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let me remove myself from this situation type of like. But it's hard for me not to get mad about those things. Like those the only things that I say I could work on. Trying to control my emotions about like money and you know like things with your family and stuff like that. Like money and that's it. Like those probably the hardest things because like
all right, y'all, so you made it to the end of this episode, man. Dope. We got even way more things to give you guys. Be sure to go to fourquarters.podcast and learn more information. Subscribe, like, share this, tag a couple friends, do all that. And then also check out FSC Academy, where we'll be dropping our ebook, our training courses on how to build a brand, teamwork, just everything from how to actually even trademark your logos, the whole nine, man. We're giving a lot of free game on there. So sign up, tune in, subscribe, like. See you on the next one.
It's just like, damn, dog, like you playing with my bread, bro. It's like hard to kind of like not get mad about those things. You feel me? Like it's hard not to. Somebody playing with your bread, it's hard not to like go to. After a while, you can let it like depending on how much chips you got. You feel me? If it's affecting you, like all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got it today. All right, cool. You ain't got it this day. Like when you gonna have it? You know what I'm saying? Like you playing, you trying me. You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta show you like, man, you can't just take my money, dog. Like ain't no HO in me, you feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, sounds like we covered pretty much, you know, we kind of spoke in depth about a lot of stuff, a lot of different emotions and you know, and talked about, you know, ways that, you know, some ways that you can actually help yourself out if you feel that you know you're about to start getting into these different sort of emotions, man. So I myself, I would like KP said, man, a way to deal with that stuff is just to be still. And actually that's really like that's a word that I wrote down for this year too, is just to be still. So I just want to say to you know to everybody you know that's listening, you know, you have to be in control of your emotions, man. Whether it's with love, anger, investing, you know, that's a whole nother emotion when you invest in, you know, your emotions did different too.
Trust the process.
So, you know, man, just be in control of your emotions, breathe, you know, do whatever you need to do, you know, and do what you got to do. Don't make those mistakes that's going to land you somewhere that you don't want to be. 4 quarters.
4 quarters, baby.